are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I had to log in through the phone, so let's see. You
Yes,
hear me?
I'm here. Yes, I do hear you clearly. This is the second time we're having troubles with Facebook, so we had to
Yeah,
shut
it's okay.
down. Yes, same thing happened yesterday, but hey, we're here. We're good. Let's do this.
That's great. That's great. It's good to be here. At
Yes.
least it's working.
All right. I'm excited. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yep.
We're both in BC right now. We're both in Vancouver, so I'm super excited about this as well. Uh, I'm Ellie. I'm the communication specialist at Jumpstart Refugee. We're joining
Yep.
today from the indigenous lands. We acknowledge that we work and live on the indigenous lands on from the west coast all the way to the east coast of on the Turtle Island. Jumpstart Refugee, just a quick bit about Jumpstart. We are a refugee-led nonprofit uh, and the only national organization exclusively serving refugees seeking meaningful employment and economic inclusion in Canada. Founded in 2016, we focus on the economic empowerment of newly settled refugees in Canada by facilitating the meaningful employment and entrepreneurial opportunities. This holiday season, we are collaborating with, talented refugee-led businesses, authors, and artists to bring you some of the meaningful work they're doing. This is all on in our donation store, but you can also go find these products on the specific refugee-led businesses. And yeah, we're doing this live to promote and talk about the businesses, the refugee-led organizations, and also the work that they're doing in support of other refugees around the world. So it's not just supporting the companies here or the organizations here, but they're also the support is also extended everywhere around the world. So joining me today, Rafael. Rafael is a co-founder of Mawlana, and I'll just let you introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about you.
Sure. Hello, I'm Rafael Mashalani. I've been in Canada for 2 years and a half so far, and decided to start our entrepreneurship journey, which is Mawlana, Cashmere, and Silk. It's basically started as a small idea or as a cooperative that has expanded to something really beautiful right now, where we have all of the handmade authentic items coming from Turkey currently, where they're made by independent artisan, they're made by refugee women residing in Turkey. And the business has been operating well with the pandemic. We started March 2020, I guess, and so far we're still here. Myself, I'm originally a computer engineer, but decided to go to this domain of work for once arriving to Canada, new beginnings and such. And so far, so good.
Amazing. Well, can you tell us a bit what does Maulana stand for? Why?
So we've named the store Maulana after the Sufi poet Rumi, the poet of love, because of a lot of amazing quotes come from Rumi that inspired the artisan ourselves, and mainly the concept that he said was what you seek is seeking you. So through that is how the network of artisans were able to connect to each other, how the store came to be, and how like throughout everything that, because like Rumi teaches you how to see the light at the end of the tunnel in a certain sense. So as an homage to that, that was what we went with.
Amazing. Well, would you say that's your favorite quote of Rumi, or do you have something different?
No, I like a lot of Rumi quotes. They're seasonal. So, but my favorite is half of life is lost in charming others. The other half is lost going through anxieties caused by others. Leave this play, you have played enough. So that is my favorite quote for Rumi.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
chills. Really, really amazing. I love that quote. I think, but one of my favorites is also he had this quote about yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world, and today I'm wise, so I'm changing myself.
Yourself. True.
One of my
Yeah, yeah. Another one is the wound is where the light enters you. So it kind of shows you this, you have to be resilient, and there's like resilience gets you somewhere else. So that's roomy for you.
amazing. All right, lovely. So you were also mentioning as a newcomer there were some challenges here. So what would be your personal challenges that you faced, and then some of the challenges opening a business in Canada?
Uh, Arriving here, especially Vancouver, I guess it's a bit far from everything else. So being a newcomer here is at the beginning was first weird for me. Like I had no idea like what to expect. Kind of when we first landed, I'm like, is where's the city? Where's the people? Like I was in Istanbul at the time, and I was used to like 16 million people just passing through, and now there's what I couldn't see anyone. I'm like, where's everyone? So, but then, you start to kind of have to adapt to a system that you're not used to. And you have to be speaking a different language, and just lining up in the bus at first. You're like, where I'm used to just jumping into the bus, Like, no, there's a certain line that you need to go through. But the major challenges was facing people, because there's always this negative connotation with being a newcomer or being a refugee that you always had to face, and you always had to break a certain stereotype people have in their heads for you. And that also coincides with finding a place, doing grocery shopping, getting your papers done in the bank and all that, especially if you don't have a credit score or a credit history. I've never owned a credit card before. I'm like, why do I need to be in debt? Debt is shameful in my culture. So
Yeah.
so all those challenges, like at the beginning, and not knowing what to do and what's fun, so that was at first one of the major challenges.
For you personally and for the business, was it bank account? Is that would you consider for your
So for the business, it's like take that times 100. So so you gotta like, okay, first, personally, me getting a credit card, okay, I can tell them like, okay, this is how much money I have, blah blah blah. But try opening a business with no credit score, or try even getting any support or any loan without having an extensive history of how you're spending, and just not knowing does rent make sense? Like I had no idea. Like should this make sense? Like should I be paying that much? Am I being ripped off? Is really paint is $600 if I want to paint this? Like, so I had no idea. There's no reference point that I can go back to. Like I'm used to the kilogram of tomato is $2 max. Now it's like $10 and on a vine. And I'm like, what? So imagine that on a business, from trying to figure out all the bureaucracy, from setting up your tax number, setting up like the whole 9 yards. We had to do it ourselves. We didn't have any, kind of help in a way. We tried, like all you have to do is read and read and read. But like when you get to those big websites, just a lot of complicated words that don't make sense. Maybe like what you need to do is just press next on a website, but you have to read like 15 pages of just jargon and legal jargon to just understand anything. And then facing the system in a way, like a system that is built on a certain mentality. So it is kind of a biased system when you come to the banking, when you come to getting your papers done. And like we had to go far beyond what a normal person would do just to get some assistance to be able to start the business, or to get a certain loan, or just to get any paperwork. But it was extremely difficult. And imagine that at the end we needed to go and face a landlord and tell them we need to get this space. Then we needed to ship everything. Then we needed to transfer the money. So whenever we wanted to do anything, we were faced a lot of obstacles that I think someone else wouldn't have to go through. They wouldn't have to provide 6 pieces of ID and 12 CVs and their work history throughout everything. And every single penny that went through their banks abroad just to be able to get $100 out of their banks. Like, so we had to do a lot of those, which shows how unfriendly the system is to newcomers, and especially if you're slammed as a refugee, that just adds in another layer of stereotyping that you need to break through.
Hmm. Well, but after all this long and hard and bureaucratic, you were able to open your own shop.
Yeah.
And the
So,
shop is beautiful. Recommend everybody to go check it out. It's on the
Granville Island.
correct?
It's
Yeah,
on Granville Island, Vancouver.
Granville Island, Vancouver. You can also find the products online, Mawlana Canada, and we're featuring 3 shells. I mean, it's a one shell with 3 different colors
Yeah.
from Mawlana on our donation page. You can also check it out. So you were saying also earlier about the shells or products, not just the shells, coming from Turkey, specifically by Syrian
Yeah.
refugee women. Can you talk us a bit about that
Sure.
initiative? Because it's your initiative too, right?
Yeah, so before coming here, we were working with myself and my partner with a lot of nonprofits, a lot of NGOs, where we provided seed funds to small entrepreneurs to sustain themselves, especially women entrepreneurs who have a small idea that, they want some access to some funds or a certain training to start a trade where they can self-sustain themselves.
Yeah.
That was the initial idea. And then that suddenly started to grow and grow and grow and grow and became by itself self-sustained, where these amazing talents, these amazing women, like I call them the chosen family now, where they were very proactive and they loved the fact that people, like the products, people, they're doing something rather than just waiting for the paperwork to be done. And especially in Turkey, refugees certainly have a different you have to learn a different language to be able to work. You have to get certain degrees to be able to work. So it was very isolating for a lot of people. It was very isolating for them to just do that. So started with the scarves, especially Eva, and like that grew. Then we have 3 amazing talents working on the scarf. Then we got introduced to someone who does shoes. Then suddenly that guy is joining the cooperative. It was like small items being put here and there. Then we're in this small bazaar in Turkey. Then it grew to Istanbul, and it just like started to be very organic and natural and growing by itself without anything being forced. And so, but we never thought like, okay, maybe we're gonna come here and start to do this, until like at the end, like, why, like this could be something really nice, maybe we should think about it. Yeah.
All right, that's amazing. What message do you have for refugees around the world?
Refugees around the world, well, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You just be true to yourself and don't be ashamed of who you are. And if people face you with a certain negative stereotype or whatever, you don't need to prove them wrong. Just move on. They're not gonna help out. It's not your job to teach people anything. You just be yourself, and that itself will teach people whatever you wanna do, because you get stuck up just trying to prove something that you shouldn't really at the end of the day. And I'm sure like every certain refugee has an amazing backstory or a lot of struggles or bad stuff happening to them, and just take time to go through them, accept them, and at the end of the day, you made it. Like you came out alive, you came out stronger. It didn't break you. So there's always that, and always hope for the best in a way.
Amazing. Yes, the feeling part. You have to process it, feel it, and then maybe let go, maybe forgive, maybe whatever your process is. It's very important.
Yeah.
Take that time. Thank you for sharing that. Any message for the general public, maybe the governments, maybe the bureaucratic system?
Yeah, just stop complicating things too much. Like we've got to a point where we live in a bureaucratic nightmare where just people have turned into machines that are feeding a system without understanding what they are doing. You know, I need the signature here, like, but yeah, why? Like, or I need this paper to be filled, and it's just taking so much time. And the world is not that slow. The world right now is very fast paced. It's very globalized. You know, people still get surprised if you speak English. I'm like, come on, you know, just systems need to pick up with the times we live in.
Yeah,
They're still following. You know, who still uses a stamp? Like that's one of them. Like you need to stamp something, then get it notarized, and with the candle wax, you know, just use an e-signature. You saved up 3 hours of your time. So kind of make it current, make it relevant.
yeah,
And systems exist to help people, not make their life miserable.
true.
So they
Well,
need to look at that, and they need to look on kind of if there's a lot of challenges around inclusion, and there's a lot of untapped talent that exists and not being used. I think government should really use that to their own benefit.
all right. Well said. Thank you so much. Anything you
You're
want
welcome.
to add for this general campaign? Any questions?
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna tell people about the scarves. They're 100% modal. They're very non-static. They're very soft. Like I'm wearing one now. So please get it. It's really nice and help jumpstart Refugee. They're amazing. They have actually, you know, they were the light at the end of the tunnel for us. So so please do that, and you know, happy holidays.
Amazing. Thank you so much. If anybody has a question, you can type it down. And Hanan, yes, sorry, Haneen, yes, we do know each other. She was asking earlier, you two know each other. Um, so yes, as I said earlier, Jumpstart is partnering with an array of talented refugees, artists, and businesses to bring you a selection of meaningful gifts this holidays. When you make a donation, you are not just supporting our store, the Jumpstart Talent, the Jumpstart Refugee Talent, but also receiving a gift as a gratitude from us, token of appreciation, and then helping the refugee-led businesses, authors, and artists. So really, this holiday, one gift is equals to three gifts. So make sure to check our donation page. Make sure to go check Mawlana as well. Check the store if you're in BC or you're visiting BC. Such a cool store in the heart of Granville Island. Thank you so much, and I'll let you. Nobody has any questions. Nothing there. All right, amazing. So thank you, Rafael. Hope to see
Thank
you.
you. Hope to see you soon. Yeah.
Have
Have
a
a good day.